Good morning, I'm meteorologist Jeff Gerber. It's 11:30 this morning. We're going to talk for weather about the next 15 minutes, and we're going to let you know what's going on as far as our weather is concerned through the next few days and going into the weekend. Heads up, it looks like maybe some cooler air coming in, and we'll also take a look at what's going on in the tropics. We've got a new tropical storm that has formed. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about what's going on in the Gulf, whether or not we're going to see any activity as we go through the next 7 to 10 days. So we've got about 15 minutes to fill up. We're going to try to fill it up here with a lot of weather stuff, and appreciate you joining me, and we'll take a look what's going on for the rest of the afternoon first off. And right now we're looking at maybe a couple of showers popping up late afternoon, maybe even to the early evening. Won't be a lot of stuff, but just 20%. Temperature's going to be up close to about 90 around 3-4 o'clock this afternoon, and then back off into the upper 80s by 6 o'clock. By 10 o'clock, we'll see 70s push into the area, and we'll expect to see mainly 70s going into tomorrow morning. There could be some upper 60s towards the lake tomorrow morning, but another warm, kind of muggy night tonight. That will change, like I said. We do see a front coming through, and that will change to some lower 60s for lows as we head towards the weekend. We'll show you that, of course, a little bit later on in our 7-day forecast. Allergy report for today: low on grass and tree, but weed is high for today. So that's a little bit of a change. It was medium yesterday, so that's up a little bit. And mold is staying at medium from where it was yesterday, maybe down a little bit, but still at the medium range there. So allergy report, not the best, but I've seen a lot worse, that's for sure. All right, let's take a look outside, and we see some clouds building out there, cumulus clouds starting to build up a little bit. And we'll go with partly cloudy skies as we go through the afternoon. Of course, this is a shot from Port Arthur, part of our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. This particular camera is brought to you by Market Basket, so we appreciate their sponsorship. But could see a couple isolated showers. Matter of fact, I'll show you radar here in just a minute or two. And we do have a couple of showers down towards the coast, but those showers have been kind of popping up throughout the morning right along the coast there. Not a big deal, and we're not expecting a lot of rain for this afternoon. The showers that do develop could be some heavy downpours for a little bit, but then they either die down or they move off. Here's a look over towards Orange on this Tuesday morning. Currently 86 degrees in Orange, humidity at 66%. We're seeing a little bit of a north wind at about 5 to 8 miles per hour. And it looks like traffic is going along pretty smoothly there through Orange, where they've been doing a lot of construction right now. Looks like pretty good. Some days you look at this camera and they're moving through pretty smoothly. Other days it's bumper to bumper and nobody's moving. So good to see this afternoon, or this morning. Things are moving along quite smoothly. If you're heading out to lunch in Orange and need to run down I-10, looks like you'll be okay over there. And you can see partly cloudy skies there, partly cloudy skies in Beaumont, in downtown Beaumont. This is our Packer LaPrade location as we look at the Beaumont skyline. And those partly cloudy skies, or those cumulus clouds, building up just a little bit. Currently 84 degrees downtown, humidity a little bit higher at 70%, and we're still seeing a little bit of a north to northeasterly wind, very light, anywhere between about 1 and 4 miles per hour. So not much of a breeze out there as temperatures continue to climb through the 80s, and we'll top out close to about 90 for later on this afternoon. We reached 90 yesterday, 90, 91, and it looks like we're going to do the same thing for this afternoon. And then again tomorrow, as we wait for that cold front to come through, looks like late Wednesday or early on Thursday. We'll take you to our camera right here at our 12 News studio on our tower outside. We have it pointed off towards the east. You can see downtown Beaumont there on the left side of your screen as we look at, once again, some partly cloudy skies building across the area. A little bit of blue there. This camera is sponsored by Mid-County Plumbing. Appreciate that. But our Roofing 911 Skycam network kind of showing the same type of sky as we see across most of not only southeast Texas, southwest Louisiana. Just some clouds starting to build up, and a couple of those clouds could put down a few sprinkles, or a couple of them could put down a couple of downpours as we head towards the afternoon. We'll have to wait and see how the radar does for later on this afternoon. Once again, back over towards Lake Charles, where we see some clouds building on our Skycam. All right, let's take a look at temperatures right now, and we're seeing temperatures climbing into the 80s. Kirbyville at 84 right now. Just a little bit ago it said 78. This temperature always takes a little while to update around the 11 o'clock hour. 88 in Woodville, 86 in Jasper, 83 in Silsbee. Port Arthur's at 86, Orange at 87 officially, and then we're showing 82 degrees here in Beaumont. Over towards Houston, they're about where we are, 87, Conroe's 86, Huntsville's 85, Lake Charles 85, DeQuincy currently at about 82. Here's radar, and generally we're not seeing anything on radar, but you go down towards the coast, that's where we're seeing some isolated showers. We'll zoom in a little bit here. And a little bit of a downpour, a little bit of a shower just south of Port Arthur, or the south end of Port Arthur there. A couple of showers along coastal sections of Jefferson County. Also a couple of showers over towards Cameron Parish there. Nothing too hefty out there. We're not seeing any lightning, so it's just some rain. Probably the heaviest rain we're seeing right now is south of Winnie, just north of the Bolivar Peninsula, or maybe catching a little bit of that Bolivar Peninsula just towards the west of a high island there. And then we have another shower, looks like in the south end of Baytown there, coming down. So there are a few showers out there, and we'll see a few of these pop up through the afternoon. Like I said, coverages won't be only but about 20%. As we look at the weather map, we have a couple of fronts. This front actually is stationary now, but it moved northward as a warm front, and it's brought in a little bit more humidity, a little bit better chance for maybe a couple of showers. That'll eventually kind of wash out. Here's the front we're waiting for. This is the one that's going to bring us some drier air and some cooler temperatures. Reduce our afternoon highs from the 90s to the 80s, and our morning lows we go from 70s the next, or at least tomorrow morning, and we'll start to see some 60s as we head towards your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning. So waiting for that front to come through. We wish we could get a little bit more rain, but it's just not the cards. We're over 7 inches behind now, getting close to 8 inches behind officially out of the Jack Brooks Regional Airport. So rain would be a good thing. We just don't see a whole lot of it today and tomorrow. There'll be a couple of downpours, but that's going to be about it. So a little in the chance for some rain. Speaking of rain, they're getting some good rains in parts of the Ohio Valley for this morning. You can see some heavy rains through northern Kentucky, southern parts of Ohio. Some of those rains go all the way up through the Great Lakes, up into parts of western New York State. Maybe some of this stuff going to be working over towards New England as well. Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine getting some rain. And we've got rain through Indiana, Ohio. Looks like the rain's coming into Pennsylvania this morning. Looks like maybe even overnight had some rain up towards Chicago. And then you go back in towards around Kansas City, where they had some showers and thunderstorms overnight as well. So that's that front. You can see that's stretching really all the way up into Canada. So that front on the backside of it is going to bring some of that drier air back down into our area, and we'll see a nice weekend. But we got to get that front to go through first before we can start to feel some of that drier air. As we take a look at the Midwest, like I said, some showers around Kansas City. Looks like maybe a few showers towards the north end of the Texas Panhandle there. Northern Plains look dry, and out west looks dry from the Rocky Mountains all the way to the west coast. Not much going on, except looks like mostly clear skies. They don't see too much in the way of cloud cover out there towards the western states. All right, let's take a look at our futurecast. We'll see temperatures around 90 for this afternoon. Can't rule out a couple of showers popping up here and there through late afternoon, early evening. Those should die down as we get rid of the sun, and we'll see temperatures falling back down into the 70s through the overnight towards tomorrow morning. Can't rule out maybe a couple upper 60s, especially up towards the lakes maybe tomorrow morning. I think most of us will be in the 70s though. And then as we head towards tomorrow, we'll go with a high of about 90 again. And once again, late in the day, we can't rule out a couple of showers with thunderstorms popping up for tomorrow. 20% coverage once again, won't be much out there as we wait for that front to come through. Let's take a look at the tropics. We have an area of disturbed weather that's coming off the Yucatan, going into the southern Gulf of Mexico, Bay of Campeche, and they're not really too high on this developing. They go about a 10% chance of developing. And with this front coming through on Thursday, this is not going to be working its way northward, where it's basically going to be drifting off towards the west and heading into Mexico. So if it develops at all, will not be affecting us. But right now, chances are very low that it will be doing anything over the next 7 days. And through 7 days, that should move its way westward and into Mexico. So not too concerned about this, but they are highlighting it, so we'll show it to you from the National Hurricane Center. Now, we have a new tropical storm. This is Tropical Storm Jerry that just formed for this morning. It looks a lot better organized than it did yesterday, and they're expecting this to possibly become our next hurricane. As we take a look at the track, they don't have it strengthening too much. They keep it a Category 1 with winds at about 90 miles an hour, but it's taking that same track we've been seeing other hurricanes take for this season, just missing the Caribbean, taking that northerly track and then heading back out into the Atlantic. So we'll be well off. You can see here's the southeastern U.S., so we'll be well away from that, and will not be bothering the U.S., let alone the Gulf of Mexico. So don't have to worry about Tropical Storm Jerry affecting the U.S. But it is out there, and it's our next named storm. It looks like that's going to be possibly a hurricane. I wouldn't think it'd be too much stronger than what we're showing, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll keep tracking it, let you know where it is, but it's not going to be affecting the U.S. Winds are at 45 right now. It's moving very fast, west at 24 miles per hour. Right now it's about 1,300 miles east-northeast of the Leeward Islands, which is the islands here in the Caribbean. So continues to churn off towards the west pretty quickly, but like I said, not a concern really for us. All right, our coastal marine forecast for today, mostly smooth on the inland lakes and bays. East winds at 5 knots, seas around a foot. Next high tides at 4:43 for this evening. Our sunset is about 6:54, so those days are getting a little bit shorter. You know, the sunrise is after 7, sunset is before 7, so yeah, days are getting shorter. 85 is the water temperature out in the Gulf, just off Texas Point. Winds are at 5, gust to 5, so the winds aren't much of a deal for today. As we look at our forecast, we'll go partly cloudy skies, at 20% coverage of a couple of showers popping up. Temperatures upper 80s and lower 90s for today. Maybe a few spots getting to about 91 as we get into the afternoon. Those clouds start to build, that'll filter out some of the sunshine, so we won't get too much hotter than we are right now, maybe another 3 or 4 degrees from where we are now. And then as we head towards tonight, partly cloudy, no rain expected through the area, and we'll see mostly 70s. Put a few upper 60s up towards the lakes. That could happen, but for the most part, they wouldn't be surprised if these numbers are all around 70, 71 for tomorrow morning. It's warm, it's humid out there, and that doesn't allow temperatures to drop off too much as we see those partly cloudy skies. That also help keep temperatures up just a little bit. As we look at our 7-day forecast, today and tomorrow look a lot alike. Afternoon highs right around 90, 91. We'll see a 20% chance of a couple of showers here and there both days. And then here comes our front late Wednesday into Thursday, and we'll already start to feel the effects of it even as early as maybe Thursday morning as we dip down just into the 60s with highs just short of 90. Friday we'll really start to feel it, 63 for a low with a high of about 87 there. And then look at Saturday, 62 for a low with a high of 86. So that's going to feel nice with low humidities. Still very warm. If it was 76, I would like it a little bit more, but 86 not bad with that low humidity. And we'll continue to watch sunshine out there. Should be dry through the weekend and going into early next week as numbers kind of level out there in the middle to upper 80s and those morning lows dipping down into the middle 60s. So not looking too bad there in our 7-day forecast. Those 63, 62 up into parts of here in the Triangle will translate to some upper 50s towards the lakes area on both those days. So not looking too bad as far as our overnight lows Friday into Saturday and even Sunday at 65. It's not bad at all. All right, well, we're going to wrap up this stream here. We do this every morning between 11:30 and 11:45. Usually I do it Monday and Tuesday, and Carrie Cooper will do it Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday if we're on our regular shifts. And Patrick every evening will do the same weather stream between 6:30 and 6:45. So if you got some time, a good way to kind of just check in and see what the weather's doing across the area. Gives you a good long look at what's going on not only here but across the nation, also in the tropics, and let you know what you can expect through the next 7 days. Right now it looks like just a very quiet forecast as far as just hot, a little bit cooler as we head towards the weekend. And the tropics right now, I mean, knock on wood, that everything stays nice and quiet. Next 7 to 10 days look quiet, and that's going to put us well into